cafe racers have been captivating motorcycle enthusiasts since they were being whipped around the side streets of London in the 1960s. Popular then, and even more so now, Triumph has been at the forefront of the cafe movement since the beginning. After all, it was their bikes that went under the wrench to create a lasting legacy. Today, the torch burns brightly with the announcement of the 2017 Triumph Street Cup. We're all anxious to get some seat time on this production cafe racer, but until then, we'll stick with the fast facts. 1. Triumph's Street Twin line was meant to expand. When the Street Twin hit the scene a year ago, many saw it as a great platform for a wide variety of riders, at virtually any skill level. Unsparingly, it got a lot of attention from customer builders. Triumph has tapped that mojo, and now we have the Cafe Racer-inspired Street Cup. 2. The Triumph Street Cup has street cur to match. It's not just a styling exercise. The Street Cup has Cafe Racer seat cowls, a lean fly screen, and bar end mirrors. Longer rear suspension will encourage a sporting body position, while it makes the handling more aggressive. Plus, of course, there are the Ace low-rise handlebars. All of this speaks to one little number that will happily dig into some corners. 3. The Street Cup is the heart of a true cafe racer. Bolted into the steel frame of the 2017 Triumph Street Cup is a 900cc high-torque parallel twin Bonneville engine. 4. The 2017 Triumph Street Cup looks like it's from the '60s, but it isn't stuck in the past. The Street Cup is no Luddite. Featuring ABS and switchable traction control, rider aids you don't expect on a retro bike. Of course, a completely electronic ride-by-wire throttle is standard, as well. 5. Accessibility is the name of the game for Triumph. One of the greatest strengths that the Street Twin has is how user-friendly it is. Despite the more aggressive leaning, Triumph hasn't cast aside its one-bike-fits-all design narrative. Quoted as having standover ergonomics, the Street Cup has a seat height of about 30 inches. Combine that with a narrow profile, and the result is a bike that should be highly maneuverable. 6. Authentic styling is at the core of the Street Cup. The Street Cup wears its heart on its sleeve, and that's not something we'd admonish. With an eye to the urban styling, and aggressive rider positioning, the Street Cup is shaping up to be a reliable, out-of-the-box option for anyone with vintage dreams. 7. The twin clocks of the Street Twin look the part, but are so much more. To the untrained eye, these retro clocks pulled right off the Thruxton R could pass as a real McCoy. But that's the point, they only look the part. Glancing down, at the rider's beck and call, you has access to a gear position indicator, odometer, 2 trip meters, range, fuel level, fuel consumption rates, clock, service indicator, and lastly, traction control settings. That's quite a bit of information, and all of which comes in handy. 8. Paint is an important component of the Street Cup. The 2017 Triumph Street Cup will be available in 2 colorways, Racing Yellow and Silver Ice with jet black hand-applied coach lining and Racing Yellow wheel pin striping, or jet black and Silver Ice with gold hand-applied coach lining and gold wheel pin striping. However, it is the attention to detail that is catching out eye. If you look closely, one will notice silver contrast stitching. Between the number board graphics spattered throughout, we're quite pleased with the choices at hand. Triumph is also claiming that color matching is done throughout, so paneling won't be a disappointing shade or two off. 9. Cafe racers are about customization, so you'll be able to get to it right out of the gate. Cafe racing was less about racing and more about letting your personality be expressed through your bike. Triumph will feature over 120 components that ranging from performance mods such as Vance and Hines exhaust systems, to billet levers, tail tidy units, and most surprisingly, fully adjustable Fox shocks.